There we go. Sounds on. What's up, y'all? This is day 8 of the 30-day question challenge. So today I'll have question number 8. For those of you that haven't seen this before, the only reason I'm doing this is to get more practice at doing the live streams and creating content, just becoming, trying to become a better host and just get better at all this in general. So I also figured it'd be kind of fun to answer some of the questions that y'all have. Uh, Over the last 5 of these, we've had questions submitted and we've been able to answer them that way versus me trying to generate the questions myself. So it's been a lot more fun that way, getting y'all involved. Um, I do this, like I said, to get practice, but also get some more exposure for the podcast. If you haven't listened to the podcast, it's the Engine House. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. You can also watch some of the short clips on Instagram and TikTok. The username is Engine House Podcast on those. Oh, excuse me. Um, and then also, it helps support the business, Engine House Design. So if you share this, or if you share any of the episodes or any of the business content, that's definitely the easiest way to support both the business and the podcast without spending a dime. And we definitely appreciate it. So these are, like I said, these are just me hopping on, answering one question a day for 30 days. And I try to do them live. So far, I've done all of them live. But there may be some in the future that are pre-recorded. I don't know. We'll have to see. But my goal is definitely do them live, because if we can interact while we're doing it, I think that would be the most fun, and it really helps me get practice with the live and interacting with a live audience. So um, today's question is, you should see it pop up on your screen here. Would you rather know the harsh truth every time, or would you rather be comforted by lies every time? And I think I like to know the truth anyways. Um, Even if it is kind of harsh, I try to provide the truth every time, even if it is kind of harsh. And I would say when I was younger, um, honestly, probably up until like the last 6 years of my life, I would be like, man, that's kind of, someone would tell me something, they'd tell me the harsh truth, and I can be like, man, that was kind of harsh. Um, but I've come to learn as I've matured and grown as an adult that when people are when people feel comfortable enough to give you that harsh truth, that they care about you more. So anyone who is willing to kind of fluff it, or um you know butter you up with a sugar coated version of the truth, they don't, in my opinion, they don't really care about you as much. And um and that's why I try to provide the truth, even if it is harsh sometimes, because the people that I care about, that sometimes they need to hear it, and sometimes I need to hear it. So definitely always go with that harsh truth. I think there are some people out there that, whether they haven't matured enough in life or whatever, they can't handle it, and they're not going to take it well. So I guess you kind of have to know your audience. You kind of have to know who you're talking to when you give the truth. But I would say, in my opinion, I would always go with that harsh truth, just because it's never good to lie to anybody, anyways. Um, but it just shows how much you care when you try to provide the truth to them. And someday, I think, even if they don't accept it well in the beginning, they definitely will. eventually someday, hopefully, realize that you were just trying to be helpful and that you care about them enough to provide that truth that they needed to hear anyways. So, and hopefully in the moment they take it anyways and reflect on it and grow and all that good stuff. But um yeah, let me know what y'all think. Do you want to hear the harsh truth every time? Or do you want the sugar coated comforting lies just because they make you feel better inside? You can if you're in the live stream now, you can put that in the chat. We can talk about it. Or if you catch this after the stream, we can you can comment and join the discussion there. So let me know. Do you want the harsh truth every time, or do you want sugar-coated comforting lies? If you had to choose, what would you pick? Like I said, I would rather go with that harsh truth. It shows that that person really cares about me. It's probably something that I needed to hear anyways, especially to grow as a person. And yeah, but lies are, when you find out that somebody lied to you or that they were giving you a half-assed response, that doesn't feel good. That probably feels worse than what that harsh truth felt like anyways. So like I said, if you're watching this live, let me know what you think. If you catch this after the stream, then let's see what we got. Absolutely. So we got one comment here, and he said the harsh truth. You know, it may not be a fun conversation, but it's the quickest and easiest way to correct what's wrong. Absolutely. And like you said, you know, in the end, we're all adults. And I think if you can't take what they're saying, first off, I think it's important to take what everyone says to you and filter through it. Because some people are going to come at you and tell you that this is the harsh truth and that, you know, they're going to put it off as if they're giving you some words of wisdom or harsh truth, and it may just be some BS. So you got to filter through what everyone says to you and consider the source and take that to heart. Take to heart what you consider to be true. But if you're not mature enough to take what someone is offering you, you know, when you get constructive criticism or whatever, then you're probably not gonna be open to listening to what anyone has to say anyways, and you're probably gonna just do whatever you want. And then you probably want those sugar coated lies. But absolutely, I agree. I think most people that are mature adults would agree to that harsh truth is the way to go. And like I said before, when someone cares, that really shows how much someone cares about you. And absolutely. So, you know, like Booker said, we're both in the fire service. So sugarcoating things could end up getting someone hurt or killed. And, you know, there's other industries that are like that too. But you really have to put, if there's some kind of behavior or action in the moment that, you know is wrong, or it's a safety hazard or whatever, you have to put an end to that. And it's just like, I say a lot about being a father and a husband. It's the same way being a dad. You know, if my kids are doing something that could ultimately get them hurt, I have to throw that out there right away that, we don't do that. And this is why. And sometimes it comes off a little harsh, but you have to do that. You have to instill that behavior. They have to know that that's not okay. And it's the same thing, as adults, like we're saying, because you have to be able to correct that behavior. And yeah, like I said, that's my opinion. I would rather get the harsh truth every time. I think that's the best way to go. And like I started off saying, that's something I had to learn in as an adult. Because I think you grow up and you're like, you kind of grow up and you're like, you hear all the time that words are word this is mean or this is hurtful or whatever. They don't say the whole like sticks and stones don't will break my bones, but words will never hurt me thing anymore. That's a thing of the past, a thing of when we grew up. But just I don't know, just don't lie to me. Just tell me the truth. That's my opinion. But I'd like to know what y'all think. Like I said, if you're watching this live, join the chat. Give me your opinion. Would you rather have the harsh truth or comforting lies? You have to choose, and that's what you're going to get every time. That's the question of the day. Question 8, day number 8 of the 30 question challenge. Like I said before, this is just for fun. This is to get some interaction with people, get some more practice doing lives, get some more exposure. So if you have a question that you'd like me to answer throughout the next 22 days, you can drop it in the comments or you can DM me directly if you'd like to be anonymous, and I'll get that answered. I'm not gonna throw any names out there, so if you want, my wife says she wants comforting lies. Did these pants make me look fat? Does not. That doesn't pertain to harsh truth or comforting lies. But you can't sugarcoat it every time. That's my opinion. You just can't. You have to. The people that you love, you have to tell them. Now we've got a great debate going on in the chat now. I did not say that you're fat. You see, this is why you have to be truthful every time, because now when you give those comforting lies, things get misconstrued, and see, that's a compliment. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on the live stream, but I put it up on the screen so everyone watching can see it. She says I got to sleep on the couch tonight, but what she doesn't know is this is one of those harsh truths. What she doesn't know is we have a pretty comfortable couch. So, whatever. No skin off my back. Kind of want to see where this goes. What I do want to know, for those of you that are watching, how much of a delay is between your comment and me interacting? How much of a delay is there? Put that up on the screen for everybody to see. I'm about to be flatulently assaulted tonight. That's good. Not much delay. I kind of wonder, because I know we've talked about this for the previous streams about how there is a delay, and I wonder, like, as the stream goes on, it sort of catches up, and then I'm able to interact better, which is what I'm hoping for. I didn't want there to be a horrible delay between the audience and me and my guest. So that's good. I'm glad this actually works pretty well. Some other people were recommending other platforms like StreamYard and whatnot, but Good. All right. Well, it's been about 16 minutes now. So, like I said, day number 8, question number 8. Would you rather have the harsh truth every time, or would you rather have comforting lies every single time? Drop your question or your answer to the question down in the comments. If you have a question that you want me to answer in future streams, then you can drop that down in the comments as well. Or if you'd like it to be anonymous, you can DM me directly. Like I said, I'm not going to mention any names. I'll keep it completely anonymous, but just for fun, just for practice, I like to get involved with y'all. I like the interaction, and it definitely creates more exposure for the show and the business. So, easiest way to support those two is to share the content that you see pop up on your timeline, and it doesn't cost you a dime. So that's it for today. I work again tomorrow, so we will be back on here Tuesday to answer question number 9. We will catch y'all later. I will see y'all, especially my wife, in just a little bit. Bye.